Hello YouTube, welcome to Love Over Lupus. My name is Key. I'm so glad that you're here because this project is very near and dear to me. Did that rhyme? I think it might have rhymed. But anyways, so like I said, welcome to Love Over Lupus. It's a project that I had been thinking about starting for a little while now. I was a little hesitant just because it's pretty personal, but I decided that life is short and I needed to jump off the curb and stop dragging my feet. So here we are, and it's gonna be a good time. So a little bit about it. Last September, I was diagnosed with lupus, which if you aren't familiar with it, it is an autoimmune disease where your body basically attacks its healthy self. Go figure, right? Something we absolutely do not want our body to do. It does. But it is what it is. So it's caused a very monkey wrench in life, just kind of turn the stuff upside down. With that, I have been able to remain like very positive, which is a good thing. So I think from a day-to-day, just being able to wake up and like push yourself and keep doing what you're doing and try to not lose yourself too much in the illness is something that I've been very fortunate to do. I've also had a very good support system as well. A key factor in me wanting to, start the channel is just because, like I said, with me being so positive, if I can help somebody that is struggling or somebody maybe newly diagnosed who's having a harder time, something you can hear on the channel, an outlook that I have on a certain view, maybe it'll help. And if that can help somebody, then it was worth me talking about. So that's kind of what really pushed me to go ahead and get a jump start on it. So here we are, and it's going to be good. The journey that I'm going to be going on is basically just like a healthier lifestyle, mentally and physically, because right before I got diagnosed, a month before I got diagnosed, I got accepted into a very rigorous, drag you across the finish line type nursing program. And unfortunately with that, some decisions I made I would have done a little bit differently, but my health did suffer a little bit just being so busy, being on the go, pushing myself every day not to quit and things of that nature. So now that I'm finished, I want to work on getting myself back to optimum health, getting myself, feeling really good, getting myself back in the gym and things of that nature. Some of the videos that's going to be posted will be like an elimination diet. I'm going to document the 6 weeks of me going on this pescatarian gluten-free diet. And then after the 6 weeks, I'll slowly introduce foods back in. This way I can track and monitor what foods that I love, because I love food, what foods might be triggering my lupus and making me feel worse, making me more tired. So you guys can tune in, see some cool recipes and prep that I have going on with that. Another thing we'll be talking about is getting back to the gym. I was going to the gym consistently 4 to 5 times a week. I was lifting weights. I was really like in the best shape that I had ever been in, lifting heavier than I had ever lifted. And I was like really proud of it, really excited. And then bam, I got sick and life happened. So, I want to document getting back into the gym, lifting weights, taking my time, despite wanting to rush and get back to where you were. Like, now I understand, like, slow and steady. Like, I don't want to throw myself into a flare. I want to know, what makes things worse, what, makes me feel bad. So I'll document all of that, the good, the bad, the ugly, the sweat, and it'll be good. Another thing is a weight journey, because for me, one of the symptoms I have is I have lost a bunch of weight. When I have flares, I have no appetite, like none whatsoever, which I like food. So it's kind of a bummer, but I don't have an appetite. And so that has caused me to lose, a lot of weight. And then on top of that as well, I had started a new medication and it was making me really sick, which we'll discuss that too. And that kind of played a role in it. So I'll be documenting that as well so that you can see. And we'll do some mental health videos, tips and tricks that help with your day-to-day, just things that you might be able to adapt just to make life easier, or maybe alleviate some of your mental health of thinking about, you know, having a chronic illness all the time or things of that sort. Because it's all about feeling as light and airy as possible, not feeling weighed down by what you have going on. I've found that that plays a really big role in your overall attitude with the situation. So hopefully so far since listening, you know, you've been able to realize that Love Over Lupus is not like a secret society for only people that have lupus. Like, that's weird, and that's not what this is. What it is a channel to kind of show that just because you're sick doesn't mean you have to live in that. You still can enjoy life. Like, you just have to adapt and understand, okay, this is happening, but I can still do all of these things and I can still be myself. I just have to go about it, you know, a different way. I might have to take more breaks. So, like I said, it's not just for people with lupus. If you have another chronic illness, there's a lot that you can learn on the channel. If you know somebody with lupus, a friend, a family member, a loved one, then maybe they're in a point in their life, or maybe they just were diagnosed and they're not ready to talk about it just yet, or, you know, they're having a rough couple weeks, couple months, and they're just not open to talking. Maybe something that you learn here or something that you hear here, you can bring back to them, and you can be able to relate to them on that level by bringing them something that could help them. Or maybe you can hear something here and maybe just understand a little bit more what they're going through, because sometimes it can be hard. And if the person isn't as open to talking at that point in time, it can isolate you and make you feel a little bit more on the outside. So you can learn and hear some things that I've gone through and some things that I've done and adjusted to, and be able to bring that back. So the channel is for everybody, and it's not also just going to be about being sick and illness and bad things, because Love Over Lupus is about living every day and loving every day to full capacity despite being sick. I'll be taking you guys on some travels that I go on. I will be making a really big move here pretty soon, which is exciting. So I'll take you guys on that journey, starting a new career, like a lot of fun things. So it's going to be an all-around channel, a lot of good and a lot of honesty, because honesty is the best policy. You have to be honest with yourself. It just is what it is. Like, this is something that affects your day-to-day, or could possibly affect your day-to-day, and without being honest with yourself and sitting down with and realizing what you're going through and what you're going to do to make the situation better, it's going to make things harder. With all that being said, I hope to see you guys at the next video, and before you leave, just make sure you hit the subscribe button, like the video for me, and go ahead and tap the bell so that you can be the first to know about the next video. And before you leave, I want you guys to remember, live every day with Love Over Lupus. Until next time.